So YouTube, let's see if I can get a new 5-minute game. My internet connection hasn't been too good yet. I think it's going to be fine here. Great. So this is a double bird game. This is a really specialized system that I play against it. I doubt anyone in the world is going to play this the same that I do. It's extremely specialized. And I play the same system as black, tempo down, because I like it so much. So you can kind of get some flavor to it. I'm very keen to lure this knight to h4. Yet he hasn't gone in for that. Very keen indeed to lure the knight to h4. Yet he never did it. If he does that, then I would play rook g1. Yeah, which is happening. I could have played bishop back, but this is the archetypal system that I play here. It's really good. You can do these moves without the bishop being on e3. The bishop can still be on its starting square. Yep. So we'll get two things defending that f4 square to prepare a potential g4 push. And also a5 is possible. I'm not saying it's the best move right now. A couple of reasons. Now it is because he moved his knight. His knight getting more developed happened to be one of the reasons right there. Now my rook on a1 is very good. King looks okay in the center. Bishop's moving back here. That f4 pawn's under a lot of stress. Yet I'm controlling the e5 square, so that's okay. If he could prepare a break on e5 like he's doing, then that's going to be good. But right now, I'm actually going to flick this move in. Get a tempo on the bishop. The system is really strong with the knight coming to b3, takes two moves, and it's proven to be very good here in this game. Yes, it has. So this almost just seems like a very stressful position yet. Ending up winning a piece because that sack doesn't work according to the geometry of the bishop's triangulation back to the queen. And I always have that threat on that b7 bishop. So you can take my queen with check. He's gonna see up a piece here. I'll take with the king actually. I was gonna take with the knight, but I'll take with the king now the queens are off. Yeah, so looks like I'm up a piece. Looks like I'm up a piece for nothing. Yeah. Yeah, that tactic wasn't good enough. And then I still got an e4 move too, potentially. Yeah, the knight's gonna be comfortable on f3 because if it goes to e5, if he doesn't play d6 here, then that's a really good square because d6 isn't going to be able to be played because I'm going to threaten the pawn's ascension square like that on b8. perfect. So this system worked out perfectly this game. And I remember it. I've developed it. All the credits mine. I know it sounds kind of egotistical or whatever, however you say it, but you know, I didn't read that in a book or anything. This is a system I just made up one time, and then a few months later I got a couple other key moves under my belt due to thinking about it, and everything, and playing it while I was playing these games. I don't see too much trickery here because that knight doesn't have any squares to go to besides e8. So I put my king on the center. And now here's that. Really coming for this dude now. Finally, when the space is gained, the bishop can get out of bed. I'm going to get the bishop out of bed. Not like this, but I'll just get the bishop out of bed. The bishop was already awake in bed, though, controlling these squares on b5 and c4. But now it's just more awake. I'll just double his pawns. There's better moves than that. But I have such an advantage that I'm going to convert my way. Some fun stuff right here, going up the board with the king when you know you're safe. That move was him being small right there. I think he's finally saying, whatever, I give up, screw it. that move was very small, and so was that one, matter of fact. Still probing that ascension square for the b pawn on the b file. Yeah, here we go. Queen me. Good game. Good, starting to get my rating back up again. So I think that's the first video on this system. It's really proven quite strong. It's a Fianchetto setup, and whenever a knight comes to this square, then I can put the rook here. Rook's guarding it, and bishop is fine. There's also sometimes a pull for the bishop to be rerouted like this if this pawn is guarded enough, and then for the queen to move over like that or that, and then you know, it's really good because then if they castle king side, then I got this huge attack, and if they castle queen side, then I'm going to castle queen side too, and you know, there's some prospects to have good play. But this knight maneuver from d2 after the b1 square to d2 to the b3 square is very strong in this system. Eventually, sometimes it can go up to here because it's on the phone with that knight right there. And then you can get a scenario where the knight's protecting the knight, which is pretty awesome. And also, they can coordinate onto this e6 square, which can be fruitful sometimes. And this works for double bird black too, so if they play the bird against me, this is what I play. I know those arrows look ridiculous, but it's also you know, a ridiculous thing to play, yet it's one of those things in chess when it looks outrageous, yet it actually works. It's very justified. So this is good. I allow his knight to come to the center. I'm going to eventually kick it with e4 probably, except he blundered. If he actually played the accurate move here, which was most likely bishop c8, then I have a couple moves. I have c3, which is the super solid move. Is put the pawn on c3, and then you build up for e4. Or you can also attack, but since the bishop's here, I would build up for e4, and then see what's going on in the center. And hell, if you don't want to build up for e4, if that's not your style, then you play c3, and then you play. I mean, I doubt anyone would do this. It might be good. I wouldn't. But you play e3 to protect this pawn, and then you play g4. But in that particular position, it's not that great. So he lost the tactic because I'm not sure he calculated it's a blitz game. It wasn't too deep. Not deep enough. Deep enough to get him. Deep enough to get him.